Longline fishing for flounder is a traditional but still very effective method, commonly used by fishermen in many seas around the world. This method is often applied in deep-sea areas, where flounder live near the seabed. Before going to sea, fishermen prepare a long fishing line system, which can be hundreds of meters to several kilometers long, with many hooks attached at regular intervals. On each hook, they put attractive bait such as small fish, squid or sea worms, the favorite foods of flounder. When the boat reaches a suitable fishing area, the fishing line is gradually lowered to the seabed according to the predetermined length. After a period of waiting, the flounder is attracted to the bait and gets caught on the hook. At this point, the fishermen start to pull the line up carefully so as not to drop the fish and avoid damaging the line or hook. This is a fishing method that requires patience, technique and experience. Because determining the right time to pull the line or choosing the bait location has a great impact on the harvest yield. In addition, longline fishing is also considered more environmentally friendly than industrial methods such as trawling, because it minimizes the bycatch of unwanted species and causes less damage to the seabed ecosystem. This method not only brings high economic efficiency to fishermen but also contributes to maintaining the sustainability of seafood resources. In addition to economic and environmental benefits, longline fishing also helps fishermen better control the quality of each fish. Because the fish are caught one by one, they are less likely to be scratched or crushed than when caught en masse with nets, thereby maintaining a high level of freshness, a very important factor in fish consumption in the market, especially for export. After collecting the fishing line, fishermen often classify the fish right on the boat. Flounder that meet the required size and weight standards are immediately stored in a cold storage room to maintain their freshness, while other fish that are accidentally caught are released back into the sea if they are still alive. This is a step towards responsible selective fishing. However, this method also has some limitations such as longer fishing time, lower yields than industrial methods, and requires more labor from workers. However, in the context of increasingly depleted marine resources due to overexploitation, the application of selective and sustainable fishing methods such as longlines is being encouraged and supported in many countries, thanks to the combination of traditional techniques and modern positioning devices. The effectiveness of this method is increasingly improved, helping fishermen not only protect valuable flounder resources but also create a long-term direction for coastal fishing. In addition, longline flounder fishing also has profound cultural and traditional values for many coastal fishing communities. Many fishing villages have long passed down this technique through many generations, making it an indispensable part of daily life and livelihood. The elderly teach the young how to choose the right bait, how to tie the hook securely, how to read the current and whether to determine the best time to drop the line. Such knowledge is not simply a labor skill but also a valuable life experience associated with an understanding of the ocean. Nowadays, as science and technology develop, some fishermen have begun to incorporate GPS devices, fish finders, depth sensors and underwater cameras into the longline fishing process to improve efficiency and accuracy. However, the spirit of respecting nature, selective fishing and non-destructive fishing is still maintained as a professional ethics. This is what makes this method special and more sustainable than other mass fishing methods. In the context of the world facing many challenges to the environment and food security, the longline fishing method of halibut deserves to be maintained, preserved and developed as an exemplary model of sustainable fishing, friendly to nature and imbued with the cultural identity of coastal people. Furthermore, the development of domestic and foreign consumer markets for high-quality seafood products has also contributed to promoting the demand for longline fishing for flounder. Modern consumers are increasingly concerned about the origin and method of food exploitation, giving priority to choosing products that are caught responsibly and do not harm the marine environment. As a result, longline fishing flounder often has a higher value in the market, helping fishermen increase their income and stabilize their lives. Some businesses have even built a sustainable seafood supply chain. From fishing, transportation, preservation to processing and distribution, all based on the traditional longline method. This not only helps to enhance brand value but also creates a competitive advantage in the field of seafood exports. From the perspective of state management, encouraging and supporting fishermen to apply longline fishing methods also contributes to the National Sustainable Fisheries Development Strategy. Through technical training, fishing gear support, appropriate fishing licenses and strict monitoring, local authorities can work with fishermen to better protect long-term marine resources. In general, longline flounder fishing is not only a simple production activity but also a manifestation of the harmony between people and the sea, where labor, intelligence and professional ethics converge to create sustainable values for today and tomorrow. Finally, to maximize the effectiveness of longline flounder fishing in the future, there needs to be close coordination between many parties: fishermen, managers, scientists and businesses. Fishermen need to continue to improve their skills, update their knowledge of marine ecology and proactively apply new technologies to increase productivity while ensuring environmental protection. The state needs to have specific support policies such as preferential funding, tax exemptions, technical training and investment in post-harvest preservation infrastructure. Scientists can play a key role in studying the habitat, spawning season and appropriate exploitation levels of halibut, in order to provide scientific recommendations for maintaining sustainable fish populations. Meanwhile, businesses need to build strong links with fishermen, creating a transparent value chain, from capture to consumption, ensuring traceability and meeting international quality standards. If all parties work towards the goal of sustainable development, longline halibut fishing will not only bring economic benefits but also become a symbol of responsible fishing in the new era. It will continue to exist and develop as a clear demonstration of how humans can live in harmony with the ocean. making wise use of resources while preserving a rich and clean ocean for future generations. In addition to the benefits to livelihoods and the environment, longline halibut fishing also opens up the potential for developing experiential tourism and community education. Many coastal areas have begun to exploit ecotourism associated with traditional fishing activities, in which visitors can follow fishermen out to sea, witness the halibut fishing process, learn about marine life, and even participate directly in pulling the line and removing the fish. These experiences not only bring a new feeling but also help raise public awareness of protecting marine resources. Thereby contributing to spreading a green and sustainable lifestyle in modern society. In addition, schools, environmental organizations and research institutes can also coordinate with fishermen to organize practical learning programs, helping students gain a deeper understanding of marine ecosystems, natural food chains, as well as the negative impacts of overfishing. These educational values cannot be measured in money, but are extremely necessary to build a generation of citizens who are responsible for nature and the community. Therefore, preserving and developing the method of catching halibut with long lines is not only to maintain a traditional livelihood, but also a way to preserve culture, tradition, educate future generations and maintain the fragile balance between humans and the vast ocean in the future. If properly invested and developed in the direction of selective modernization, the method of catching flounder with long lines can become an exemplary model not only in the fisheries industry but also in the national strategy for sustainable marine economic development. Initiatives such as using environmentally friendly materials to make fishing lines, applying sensor systems to monitor the fishing process, or developing software to support the positioning of potential fishing grounds, are all being researched and gradually put into practice. Thanks to that, fishing efficiency is improved while still limiting negative impacts on marine habitats. At the same time, the establishment of fishing cooperatives is also a positive direction, helping fishermen to connect with each other to share experiences, protect their rights, negotiate prices with traders and be more proactive in production, with solidarity and proper organization. The fishing community will have a stronger voice in protecting legal fishing rights, preventing illegal fishing and working together to build a fair and efficient fisheries industry. Thus, the longline method of catching halibut is not only a single traditional technique, but also an important link in a complex socio-economic system, where people, nature and technology together create a circle of harmonious, sustainable and promising development. From a long-term perspective, maintaining and enhancing the value of longline halibut fishing is also associated with building a national brand for sustainable seafood products. In the context of global integration, consumers around the world increasingly prioritize products with clear origins, legally caught and without harming the marine ecosystem. This opens up opportunities for Vietnam, as well as many other coastal countries, to position longline halibut as a high-end, environmentally friendly product with deep cultural value. Eco-labeling. MSC, Marine Stewardship Council, certification or other international standards will help the product easily penetrate demanding markets such as the EU, Japan or North America. Not only stopping at the exploitation stage. The entire value chain, from preservation, transportation, processing to promotion, also needs to be invested in and synchronized to maintain quality and increase added value. In addition, effective communication about the story behind each fish, about the fisherman, about the journey out to sea, about respect for the ocean, is also an important factor in building consumer trust and differentiating the product. It is these soft elements that will help the longline flounder fishing method not only survive, but also thrive in an era where sustainability and responsibility have become inevitable trends in the world in practice. In order for the longline fishing method to truly exploit its full potential, the conservation of natural flounder resources must be a top priority. Flounder is a species that lives mainly in cold water, on the seabed, has a slow growth rate and a fairly long reproductive cycle, so if exploited uncontrolled, it will easily lead to population decline. Therefore, effective fishing ground management measures such as limiting fishing seasons, regulating the minimum size of fish allowed to be exploited, or establishing temporary marine conservation areas are extremely necessary. These policies are not intended to limit fishermen's livelihoods, but on the contrary, contribute to ensuring long-term stable fish resources for future generations. In addition, raising awareness and responsibility of the fishing community in complying with regulations. As well as actively participating in monitoring and protecting fishing grounds, will create a solid natural defense network for marine resources. In the context of climate change causing many unusual changes in ocean currents, seawater temperatures and benthic ecosystem structure, the connection between science and the folk experience of fishermen will be the key to effective adaptation. At that time, the longline fishing method will not only be a form of resource exploitation, but also become part of a smart marine management ecosystem, capable of self-adjusting to natural fluctuations. It is the harmony between tradition and modernity, between people and the ocean that will be a solid foundation for a safe, effective and sustainable development of the fisheries industry in the future. Ultimately, the most important thing to maintain and develop the longline fishing method for halibut is people, the hard-working, experienced fishermen who are closely attached to the ocean. They are the ones who preserve, pass on and improve this method through each generation. During their journey in the vast ocean, they not only face storms and harsh weather, but also carry a sacred mission, to exploit marine resources responsibly. Not only for today's bread and butter but also for tomorrow's life. Therefore, investing in people, through vocational training, supporting technology transfer, ensuring social security and improving working conditions on board, is a core factor to protect and develop this sustainable fishing model. When workers feel respected and supported, they will be willing to change, learn and adapt to new market and environmental demands. At the same time, society also needs to see the fishing profession not only as a hard job but also as a noble profession. contributing to the protection of precious natural resources and nurturing traditional marine culture. Longline halibut fishing is therefore not simply a method of fishing, but also a symbol of resilience, respect for nature and the desire to live in harmony with the sea, a spirit that humanity needs to preserve in an age where every small action today can determine the future of the planet tomorrow. International cooperation is also important in protecting and developing longline halibut fishing, especially in the context of increasingly multinational and interdependent sea areas. Coastal states need to establish coordination mechanisms to manage shared marine resources, share research data, exchange experiences and apply uniform fishing regulations to prevent overfishing and illegal fishing. International organizations can also provide technical, financial and policy support to promote sustainable fisheries based on traditional methods such as longline. Furthermore, raising international awareness of the value and benefits of environmentally friendly fishing methods will help to put positive pressure on stakeholders to promote the application of stricter standards and regulations in the global fisheries industry. From there, halibut in particular and other marine resources in general will be better protected, contributing to maintaining the balance of marine ecology and ensuring food security for many countries in the long term. Thereby, longline halibut fishing is not only the responsibility of a single country but also a common task of the international community in protecting the blue planet and the vast ocean that we live together. In parallel with international cooperation and management activities, the application of digital technology and digital transformation in the longline halibut fishing industry is also opening up new promising directions. Smart sensors, remote monitoring systems, and data management software help fishermen accurately monitor the location, density of fish, as well as weather and sea conditions, thereby making more effective decisions on casting and pulling lines. Big data storage and analysis also support managers in assessing marine resources and developing appropriate exploitation policies for each time and region. At the same time, e-commerce platforms also help connect fishermen directly with consumers and distributors, reducing intermediaries, increasing workers' income and making the supply chain transparent. Thanks to the combination of tradition and modern technology, the longline flounder fishing method not only maintains sustainability but also adapts quickly to changes in the market and environment, creating a solid foundation for long-term development. This is a testament to the ability to innovate in traditional fisheries, while opening up new directions for the fisheries industry in the digital age.